No, thank you, Bob, and thank you everyone that's here today. As you mentioned, this is quite an exciting time. I was actually talking with these guys backstage. I'm like, have you ever seen or been a part of a press conference this large? And they both said no. So I was like, it's okay, just breathe, get some oxygen to your brains, you'll be just fine. Just punt to me if you get confused on anything, but I know they'll do well. And I think that the energy that I had been describing early on this process is still palpable today. I think it's very rare when you identify players in a specific draft that you can actually go and get. Guys that you identify as our guys, that have Hawks DNA and are committed to excellence and committed to their own development here, and that's something that's crucial for us at the end of the day. So when we identified these guys, we knew we had to have them, and that's what we did. We went to go get them. So couldn't be more thrilled to welcome them here to Atlanta, them, their families, their agencies, and continue to grow together as we continue to build out here things for the Hawks. So with that, I will open it up to any questions you all may have.
We had a couple for the guys, if you don't mind, Landry.
Oh, yeah. No,
before
go ahead.
we get going, number one, now that it's over, when did you know that Zach was your guy?
So it's been a long process. It started off with us getting the #1 overall pick, which, it's part of the reason why you win the lottery. That's what it was. And we went through this entire process, and I credit our group for the amount of work and effort and miles in to see both of these guys, frankly, to identify who they are and what they're about. So, it really it came down to like the last few days, and us getting together as a group, and we narrowed it down to 2, and at the end of the day, Zach was the guy that we wanted to build with. So that's when it was really close to the draft.
And for you, Zaccharie, tell us when you knew you were going to be the #1 pick in the NBA draft coming to Atlanta.
So I really knew, as soon as I heard my name, I didn't know before, and so that was special, and really exciting to, be a Hawks right now, and I'm just glad to finally get into this city and the facilities and everything. That's amazing, and I'm really happy to be here.
And Nico, tell us about your experience. It was kind of a whirlwind for you too.
Oh, it went great, to be honest. It was a tough period, like a month, I was flying from state to state, I was super tired. But I got to Atlanta, I got the boost of energy, so I did the workout super good, I think. That's why they brought me here.
You did great.
So, yeah, I just feel it feels like a family here, the facility, the people, here the coaches, front offices, everyone, is super good, so I think it's gonna be great.
And Nico, if you would, just lift your glasses up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but he got a little bit of a, that was not Antonio Lang that gave you that elbow, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I just want to make, that did not happen here.
You should have seen the other guy, but, but.
I love it. This all happened very rapidly, Landry. Take us through the steps of getting Nico and getting into the second round.
Right. Through this process in acquiring Nico, we had to move away from a really tremendous player for us and a tremendous human being in AJ Griffin. And just want to take a moment to thank him for the time that he has spent here and the amount of work that he's put in over time. And, it came down to us trying to figure out what was the best decision for our franchise. And going into the last day, we didn't have a second-round pick. And we knew it would cost us something if we wanted to get a guy that we identified would really be good for us long-term. So called a number of teams to try to get a pick. Ultimately landed with Houston, but it was gonna cost us a really good player in AJ. But at the end of the day, that's what we decided. Felt was best for us. So went to go get one of our guys in the draft. So that's how it came about.
Fantastic. Zach, has been a whirlwind for you. So much has happened. Have you had a chance to sit back and reflect on everything? Have you had a moment to yourself to kind of consider everything?
So yeah, it's been like a long process, and I really like, like the first time that I sitting back and just saw what happened was really when I saw my family, maybe 1 hour 30 after I was getting drafted. After all the media stuff, I went back and see my family. And that was the moment where I realized what was happening, and I just, started crying into my family's arms, and that was a moment that I will never forget.
A culmination of a ton of hard work for both of you. Nico, for the Atlanta media and the fans watching online, describe your game. What can we expect from you?
I would say I'm a 3-level scorer, very versatile in offense. In defense, can guard 1 through 4. I'm a pass-first guy. I play for the team. I would say like great leader, and I would do like anything to win.
And being from Serbia, there's another guy on our team who you may very well know.
Oh, Bogi.
Bogi.
Nah, I don't know him personally, but I watched him play when I was young, when he was in Partizan, Fener, so yeah, I grew up with him on the TV.
Yeah, he's a lot older than you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we'll open it up to the media. We have microphones, so Andrew and Claire. Where's Claire? There's Claire. If you will, please, for the benefit of those watching and listening online, if you could identify yourself and your affiliation and ask away.
Hey, Landry. Lauren Williams, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. With the #1 pick, players have that external pressure or expectations that fans and media and whoever might have. How did you identify early in the process that Zaccharie would be able to kind of withstand that expectation?
I think with any pressure, whether it's playing sports or whatever field that you may be in career-wise, the way to kind of curb that pressure is how much work you put in and your commitment to the routines that you have that you can always fall back on. And it's not just with Zach, but with Nico as well. Like we understand that, yeah, with #1, everyone's going to say a number of different things, but the way to withstand that and to push through is, 1, like identify you have what it takes to be that overall pick, and 2, do you have the work and the commitment to getting better where you can just continue to push through. Grit is something we talk a lot about. Quinn talks a lot about perseverance, and that's no different. So we're going to support him and Nico and all of our players as best we can and really set them up for success. But we know like it's going to be a journey, and we're willing to take that together.
And Zaccharie, for you, how do you hope to manage the expectations that people might have of you being the #1 pick?
I feel like there is no pressure. I just realizing my dream, and I just focus on the good stuff, on the right stuff, which is playing here, and so like I'm just excited to be a Hawks right now, and I want to compete and win games. So that's all that that's all it matters right now for me.
Sorry, Christian in French, for the French media. I'm Nikola from Squeak. Zach, est-ce que tu peux me dire si tu es toujours un peu dans le tourbillon, cette folie, depuis que tu as été appelé? Et quelles sont les choses qui t'ont le plus surprise depuis que tu es arrivé aux Hawks, les installations, la ville, etc. Merci.
Ouais, c'est vrai que tout s'est enchaîné. Donc je suis dans cette, comme tu as dit, spirale un peu de bonheur, si je peux dire. Je suis arrivé ici hier et tout est comme dans un rêve en fait. Je suis super heureux d'être ici et voilà, tout, genre c'est inimaginable, et quand voilà, de faire rentrer dans les installations, découvrir le vestiaire, mon maillot avec mon numéro, mon nom, voilà, mon premier maillot NBA, c'était quelque chose d'incroyable que j'ai vu là il y a quelques minutes. Donc non, c'est génial et j'ai hâte de poursuivre ce nouveau process.
Caleb Johnson, 92.9 The Game. Landry, obviously part of the trade to get Nico, not only just getting the pick, but then going one spot up. What went into the urgency of feeling you need to make that transaction to go one spot up?
Starts with when you identify guys that you really want. You know, I always challenge our group, like, let's be aggressive to go get them. You know, there were a few teams that we had identified that may have interest, and we wanted to assure ourselves of getting our guy. It wasn't just teams ahead, but it was teams behind, and there was a lot of movement happening this year in the second round. So I think just in order to solidify it, you know, it was an opportunity that we had, and this is one of those opportunities where, you know, our ownership group has always been fantastic about saying, here are the resources to go get the guys that are going to help us win in Atlanta. So, you know, was able to do that in that moment in time.
Nikola, CoreyNaphHawks.com, back here. Just the moment yesterday for you, after you got picked, you went through all the media. What was the moment like when you got to talk to your family and friends back home and tell them what had happened and what that you were coming to Atlanta?
I didn't talk actually right after I got picked because of the 6-hour difference. They were still sleeping, you know. So I waited like till 2 a.m. so I could talk. So yeah, they were excited, you know. My friends and family, my girlfriend, they were like really excited. So yeah.
Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times. My question is for both Zach and Nico. I want to know, how do you guys feel like your play internationally has helped prepare you for your rookie seasons in the NBA?
You want to go first? I think it's amazing, you know, be able to, you know, develop himself into international games and turn into a pro at such a young age. I think it's kind of advantage for us. That was, especially that was for me, I think. But yeah, I'm really proud of the process that I've been through, and really proud also to represent the international side in the NBA, you know, and yeah, that's it.
Zach, je repasse en français. Comment est-ce que tu vois ton rôle l'année prochaine et c'est quoi tes ambitions sur le court, moyen, long terme?
T'es où?
Juste devant toi.
Ok, merci. Tu peux répéter, du coup, je t'ai pas...
Comment est-ce que tu vois ton rôle l'année prochaine et tes ambitions, tes rêves sur le court, moyen, long terme?
Je pense que là, j'ai juste hâte de commencer les entraînements et pouvoir m'intégrer dans cette nouvelle organisation. Ouais, je suis super heureux d'être ici, et après, comme je l'ai dit un peu tout à l'heure, c'est vraiment mon focus, il est vraiment sur gagner des matchs, et voilà, j'aimerais me développer dans cette optique-là et aider mes coéquipiers à gagner des matchs. Et après, c'est quelque chose dont je discutais plus précisément avec le staff, le coach, mais dans un premier temps, j'ai des idées un peu sur ce vers quoi ils m'attendent, et je suis sûr que je serai bon dans ce qu'ils veulent faire de moi et de ce qu'ils veulent faire en tant qu'équipe.
Et même si vous êtes deux joueurs différents, t'as pas peur, surtout en France, on compare beaucoup, numéro 1 avec l'an dernier avec Victor, t'as pas peur un peu de ces comparaisons, surtout en France?
Non, j'ai pas peur. Je dirais que être comparé avec Victor, c'est incroyable. Après, je pense que c'est le genre de joueur avec qui aucune comparaison peut être faite. Donc non, c'est juste gratifiant. C'est juste gratifiant, et je suis content pour moi, et Et voilà, il n'y a pas de pression à se mettre plus que ça. On est deux joueurs différents, on représente notre pays et voilà, on est heureux d'avoir réalisé notre rêve et on a des hautes ambitions. Donc non, c'est super intéressant pour moi d'avoir pu côtoyer et voir évoluer un joueur de cette qualité en France et maintenant aux États-Unis. Donc je suis super content d'avoir suivi ses traces.
Zach, I took 2 years of French in high school, but that was a few semesters ago. Maybe in training camp, you and I can get together a little bit. Serbian I got from Bogey and Igor, so we're good, but I do need a little brushing up on my French, so you can help me along. Next question.
Ah oui.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Jamila Johnson from ATL Hawks fans. This question, welcome to Atlanta, you guys. This question is for both of you. Just wondering if you've heard from any of your new teammates yet. I know it's only been a couple of days. And also, how familiar are you? I know, Nico, you said you've watched Bogey growing up, but how familiar are you with your teammates' game and how they play?
You go ahead.
You want to go?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I didn't watch the NBA too much because of the time difference. You guys would play games at 2 a.m. in Serbian time, so I couldn't watch. But I know the team, I know the players, most of them. I know Trae Young, obviously. I watched Bogey, Clint Capella, all of those guys. So haven't heard from them. I hope I will soon. I just heard from Bogey. He posted on his story, welcome to Atlanta, so that's nice.
And for me, kind of the same. We're from the same continent, so it's kind of hard to follow games because it's at night for us. But yeah, just really exciting to join the team and I think I can be good with all of these guys, and I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah.
Zach, my name is Ken Segura. I'm a writer with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I apologize in advance. I think some of the questions I want to ask you may have been asked by our French colleagues. Nous ne parlons bien le français, so je m'excuse. But can you tell us about maybe your first dreams of playing in the NBA, and then also now that you are almost here, kind of your thoughts about what you think it might be like?
This is crazy how I feel since today, since the draft. But yeah, like you say, that's basically a dream come true, and all the work that I put in my entire life finally pays off, and that just motivate me and to do more, and I think this is great how things work because you get so I realized my dream 2 days ago, and now I have other dreams, and I want to obviously do more, and yeah, other goals, and I can't wait to get into work so I can realize another dream, and that's, I think, the most important.
Kevin Chenard, Hawks.com. This is a question for both Zaccharie and Nikola. Growing up as a kid, did you have a favorite NBA player that you like to watch?
So I love a lot of players growing up, but if I had to choose someone, it would be Kevin Durant.
I mean, I would say one player, but I wasn't born yet, so I watched his highlights. Michael Jordan, so yeah.
Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times. Nicole, I wanted to follow up on the question and see how do you feel like your game in Serbia has prepared you for the NBA game?
I mean, definitely the experience, play against grown men. You learn a lot of stuff from those guys, especially in Mega this year. I had like a coach. He was a super coach. I had like an ex-player, Novica Veličković. He was like a legend back in Serbia. So I learned a lot from him. So yeah, like overall the experience, playing against like the grown men for multiple years, so your body adapts better, I think. So that's like the main thing.
This is for Landry Charles Odom with the Associated Press. Can I ask you to look ahead now, now that you're post-draft? Does yesterday's trade, can that in any way be seen as an indicator of your possible willingness to move other veteran players? As you know, there may be some rumors out there.
Yeah, well, being consistent in saying we're always going to look for ways to improve the team. I think for today, though, like the real focus is on these guys and what we did at the draft.
This is for Landry, back here from Brad Rowland from Dime. Obviously, you drafted a couple of wings, perimeter guys. There's lots of talk around the league about the premium placed on wing players and versatility. How do you sort of view your mindset in, targeting these two players and how that fits into the overall emphasis on those wing players?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of position, I mean, these guys compete. And, what we, amongst many things, like their IQ for the game. I think playing with this team and playing under head coach Quinn Snyder, it's going to take a level of IQ to pick up things that we want to do. The creativity that he has, he and the coaching staff, they do a tremendous job with our guys. So in order to best serve them and set us up for success, we have to have players that are going to be able to kind of follow along and be able to see, read, respond. And whether that comes from point guards or wings or bigs, like it's always going to be the case. And for these guys, just playing at that wing position with the athleticism scores that they have and the size that they have and just the different components about their games, the versatility, that gives us a really nice canvas for our group and allows our coaches something really fun to work with.
Landry, you touched on it a little bit before, but can you go back to just maybe whatever it was in a conversation with the staff that finally put Zach over the top, that made him your clear number one?
Yeah, I mean, I've touched on a lot of things before. Things to add to that, right? Or like he's got great size. Shooting is at a premium in the NBA, and a guy of his size and at that caliber of player to have that as well is tremendous. And I think for him and for both these guys, their commitment on both sides of the ball as well, and how we see their upside defensively is another component to this too. That for us, like again, amongst who they are as human beings, is what set it over the edge for us.
I think you said there were two people that you choose between he and Zach and me?
Yes. Me and who?
When I think you said like this how there were two of them, you were choosing. Was it finally like a two-person?
Oh yeah. Came down to two. We narrowed it down to two after that last day.
Zach, juste devant encore, est-ce que tu peux nous raconter en quoi ta saison à la JL Bourg a été un tournant, au final un bon choix et un petit peu fondateur dans ton début de carrière NBA et surtout la venue avec toi d'Anthony à Bourg?
Ça a été une saison décisive pour moi. J'ai appris énormément en peu de temps. C'était ce que je recherchais. Pouvoir me développer avec des joueurs d'expérience et pouvoir avoir un rôle et des responsabilités dans un groupe d'expérience et un groupe compétiteur. Donc j'ai mis le travail pour répondre aux exigences avec, comme tu as dit, Anthony, où on a pu travailler pendant 10 mois en parallèle des entraînements et des attentes voilà, collectives, qui étaient forcément les matchs, les déplacements et tout. On a réussi à caler et à organiser des temps importants d'entraînement pour pouvoir me développer et devenir meilleur. Et je pense que là, ça a été super bien managé et que voilà, ça a donné quelque chose de super positif.
One last question.
Landry, if I could ask, how do you believe that both Zaccharie and Nikola represent the culture of this team and what you guys are hoping to build of the culture moving forward?
Well, when we start off, even before this draft, we identify key elements and we have our assessments. And we have a number of different criteria that we look into for each player that we bring into Atlanta. So as I said before, I think our group did a tremendous job. And we take all of those assessments and we come to the table and we have our discussions and debates and ideas. And that's how we do things. So leaning more into that and watching that evolve over time, the more we learn about this game, the more we learn as a staff, that process will get more and more refined going into next draft period. So I would hope that even as we get closer, just the character of our group, like our process will continuously get better.
Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you. And to Nico and to Zach, welcome to Atlanta. We're thrilled to have you as a Hawk. This is awesome. We want to make it official. We're going to break into one-on-ones in a moment. But as always, we want to present these new Hawks with their jerseys. And so, guys, we're going to do it in front. We're going to slide this table back, give you a little bit more room. And Garen's going to hand them out, and we'll take some pictures. So this is always a big moment, getting their official first jerseys as a Hawk and in the NBA.